G'day guys, welcome to another video. Now this was essentially game day qualifying. So I was like straight to the track, straight into the car, try and smash out some practice laps. It was wet. We just wanted to get out there and smash some laps. So I'm going to show you a couple of those laps, which was all of the laps I got to do, and then straight into qualifying. And yeah, first run was good, and you'll see the second run was a disaster. I didn't even get to do it, but let's jump straight into the video, and yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy it. At this point, we've had practice, was alright, the car was feeling good, no hiccups, nothing to make me aware there's any car issues or anything. We head out to our first qualifying run, and this is that run right here. At this point, did my first qualifying run, pretty freaking happy with the run, and I'm going back to the pits, chilled out and just relaxed, knowing there was a decent amount of time between the first and second run. Car felt perfect, there was no reason to check anything on the car. I'd driven out before my qualifying run, actually went out, hung out with Grant, Nate Hamilton, and Adam LZ out near the start line because we were qualifying at a similar time near the end of the bracket. So we were just chilling out there. I jump in the car, go around to the start line, and this is what happens next. God damn it.
See anything wrong? Here. Huh? Here. Oh, it's hitting like a limiter. What? Is it making a noise from the front at all? Huh?
Boost pipe offering.
Is it?
Sorry, my boost pipe's coming loose.
Ah.
It's dry,
Huh?
but it's no power.
Oh, your pipes come off.
And should I mention, at this point, I was also told that I was sitting on the bubble in 13th position. In the second lot of qualifying runs, the judges were definitely being more generous. So I knew I had to get that second run in and comfortable. I knew I was comfortable with making it. I was sitting 6th, and then once the second run started going, I ended up bumped down to 13th. So I knew I had a better run in me. That's not a big deal. And I was like, sweet, let's just go out there and do this run. So you can imagine my stress sitting on the start line when I'm like, oh my God, like I'm not going to be able to do this run and I'm going to have to do the bottom 16. And we knew that bad weather was coming and it was just like, oh God, what are we going to do here? And there was like, I was just like, it's still a fun event and the battling and all that sort of stuff's fun, but for someone who's done pro drifting for as long as I have, to get, you know, put into like the second bracket, it's like a kick in the butt for me. And I know it wasn't through my driving, you know what I mean? I know my first qualifying run was pretty good. If I did that first qualifying run, just repeated the same thing the second run, I would have got a better score and would have comfortably made the top 13. But we didn't get to do it. As you'll see, it just kept playing up and we ended up just having to go back to the pits. Friggin' sucked, guys, I can tell you that much.
What's he
vacuum going off or something, they're trying to say?
That's what I reckon.
Yeah. Where's the vacuum? Vacuum line off the ECU, all good?
I don't know where does it join? There must be a thing in the bay or there somewhere. Where does it go to?
No, it's fine. It's fine. Send them. Send them.
I'll see if I can get it to start. Like in. It's not doing anything.
Leave it in the turn lunch.
Huh?
Fix the turn lunch.
Fuck's sake!
And that was that. As James, basically they wanted James and Adam to finish off the show. What it turned out being is it was the water temp sensor stuffed up and stopped working. So when we went back into the pits, we ended up plugging in the Link ECU and working out that it was unfortunately, the Link water temp sensor that had stopped working. The wiring was fine and everything. The sensor seemed to be stopped working. Just basically said the car was on 24 degrees the whole time. So from that point, we basically just turned off that safety, turned the 4,500 RPM limiter, which basically would be for when the car's cold, and then we moved that up to the 7,900 rev limiter that the car has just normally, and we're just going to run it. And yeah, we had our first battle, which was Sultan's car, but with Danny driving. Danny did a killer job, but let's jump into that battle.
Alright, first battle, bottom 16. Do my best. Hopefully the car doesn't cut out or anything. Yes! I tried my best. Fuck! Oh, it's so done. Yeah, buddy!
We got the win there with Danny. He did such a freaking good job driving a car that isn't his, and I don't even know if he had any practice laps. I think he just jumped in and went. And the car he was driving before that was his Mustang, so super good job. Danny's been a friend of mine for a long, long time. He's one of the desert area's biggest DJs. He's the one that introduced T-Pain to drifting. So super rad dude, and I've got a lot of time and respect for Danny. Anyway, next battle was the homie Grant, and I was talking some smack beforehand, like I'm gonna smoke you and all this sort of stuff. And then the friggin' rain came. The rain! Oh, so the rain came, guys, and you know how this car is in the rain. I tried my best, but you guys will see what happened. run and done. I'm like feeling good. I know my lead was pretty good. Conditions were not good. They were getting slippery, but not fully slippery yet. And on the way back to the start line, I gave the car some gas on what is the run-up. And I nearly lost the car. And I'm like, at that point, the amount of time I've been driving, I should have known better. You know what I mean? I just should have known better. But you always think, you know, that there's enough grip. Like, I'm going to make it work. Like, it's only a minute later that we're on the track. Obviously, it was a bunch wetter. And I sent it in behind Grant with all the confidence in the world. And yeah.
Alright, Fink, what happened?
So I went out there and it was a good first half of the battle. Track had just started to get wet, but I had Grant, I was gonna win. And then it rained a little more between first battle and second, or first run and second. And then I entered and then hit the brake and a little too slippy is what they say. Yeah. It's a little too slippy, and then I just spun.
Yeah. Because why?
Because race car.
Because race car?
Because you hit the brake and it was wet.
Yeah. This car just doesn't have a lot of lock.
Yeah.
So I can't. I'm on the limit everywhere. I mean, you're on the limit everywhere.
But I'm stoked that if I was to lose to anyone, it would be Grant.
Yeah.
So I'm happy, and he is doing really well. He's got a rerun at the moment.
In the top 4.
Yeah,
in a 350Z, but perfect wet
stock
weather car.
350Z.
Dude, I would love my 370Z here.
Yeah.
In this wet.
Yeah.
100%.
So I hope I think he goes through either way. No. If he loses, then he has to go for 3rd and 4th.
Yeah.
So, but he's doing good.
Yeah. So, yeah, as Tiana just said, aka me, I don't even know what to say. Freaking stuffed up. I had a good lead. I had probably a pretty freaking big advantage. My lead was sick. It was starting to sprinkle as I did that first lap, but the grip still felt pretty good. So I went just as hard on the second run, and yeah, the moment I touched the brake pedal, the car just rotated, and there was nothing I could do. And it just doesn't have enough lock in it to be able to save myself. So boom, straight onto lock stop, spun the car. Well, didn't completely spin, just sort of did a backy. But, you know, I was over-rotated, so, yeah, zeroed out, and Grant went through. So, bloody disappointed in me for making that mistake. But, yeah, it was not easy. The Corollas in the wet, super hard to drive. They're so short, and the moment you make a little correction, the car just wants to loop. So, that was all, you know, I probably should have... I definitely should have gone in easier. You know, I had a good advantage, you know, still being active in the chase and definitely got in there, but I probably could have hung back, you know, a couple feet into the first corner and just made sure I got through that first corner, because the rest of the truck, the car's great. It's really just the first corner in the wet where it's hard. So yeah, just bloody stuffed up. I don't know if I documented it, but I didn't get to do my second qualifying run. I think if I had got my second qualifying run, I definitely would have made it into, you know, higher. No doubt about it. It was dry. I was feeling good. I had the one little spot where I made the mistake in my first qualifying run because the track was still a little bit wet, and I knew I had to clean that up, and I would have easily improved. You know, I was only 2 spots out of, you know, going straight into the show tomorrow, but the car just, what was it, crank? We had TPS and the water temp sensor stuffed up. Or the TPS might have been stuffed up the whole time, and the car just it'll still let you drive, but the water temp sensor basically was hitting a cut, a 4,500 RPM cut. We couldn't fix it, so all we did is delete the cut. and move the limiter for that cut up to the same limiter as the car, and just let it go. And that was that. Didn't get to do my second qualifying run, so then I had to do these battles and got bloody knocked out after a good battle with Sultan. Not Sultan, it was Danny driving Sultan's car, and I was feeling really good, and I was just hoping so much it was going to stay dry. There was a rerun just before my battle. If that rerun didn't happen, I would have got a dry battle, and I'm sure we'd be not chatting about this right now. I'd still be out there in the battles, but it is what it is. That's drifting. Shit happens. The next LZ World Tour event will be Canada, and I'll be there with my Corvette. And I know what that thing does, so I'll be able to, push hard and have fun in Canada. And I've got a few events in the Corvette before Canada, so I'll be able to reacquaint myself and work out any issues. I've got a Holly ECU going into my Corvette at the moment, so I need to get that in there. Otherwise, we've got a bunch of autograph signing and stuff, meeting hopefully some of you guys that are watching this right now today. And then tomorrow we'll hopefully be doing some fantasy battles. We can go out and hit practice if we want to, and do all that fun stuff tomorrow. So hopefully we'll smash some more laps out tomorrow, and see where we go from here.
Alright guys, bonus footage now. On the Sunday we ended up doing a fantasy battle. I got to go out and do probably 2 practice laps, and then went out and had a fantasy battle against Mr. Adam LZ, both of us in the 8.6s, so I was really looking forward to this one. I found out that all the locals were using these like rain tyres. I just had some 215s, chucked them on, and had a great little battle with Adam. So I'm going to chuck that in here so you guys can see that.
Right now, we got a hatchback versus a coupe. Let's see what they can do. Adam's a little bit further behind Luke than he wants to be, but he is catching up pretty quickly as they round up into this zone. Swinging it back by a little bit slower than they want to go. We are still in the wet. Right all the way up the wall. Luke making a solid lead run. And Adam doing everything he can to keep up. Apparently Luke changed his rates. That we wanted to see 2 8.6s and 2 legends of the game. Here we go. Right. Hopefully that doesn't come into play. Luke is a little bit more pressure on than Adam was able to do, which is exactly what Luke is known for, what Luke is fantastic at doing. He's one of the best bumper drivers I would say on the planet. As these 8.6s are rounding the course, moving cars around. They jump out and around. Harassment was no good. Straws, that was a solid run. Luke Fink gets the win. Luke Fink gets the win. Good job,
And to finish it off, I did the demo run on the Sunday as well. 360 entry, 360 into the second corner, 360 into the third corner. Pretty stoked to get that one. I did want to do a 720 or a 1080 entry, but it ended up drying up. If it was wet, I was hoping to do like a fairly, big like 720, 1080 or something. But once it dried up, I was like, I'll just throw a 360. I know I can do that every single time. 15 or 20,000 people there, so I'd rather do something that I know I can do every time. And yeah, that was that. Here's the 360 run, and thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, jump to the store, lukefink.com.
Thanks heaps for watching, guys. Peace out. See you in the next one.